A struggle with drugs almost took his life at 20 years old. He died exactly 9 months later.
Yeah, but not before turning his life around and answering his mother's prayer of seeing her prodigal son come home. Fox San Antonio's Yami Virhin has this exclusive report.
Outfit that he wore to church actually was just pants and the shirt on his chair, but this is something that he had worn before that.
His room is still how he left it a few weeks ago.
I have not wanted to make the bed. I wanted to leave it the way that he left it.
A last memory of Miriam and Mario Gonzalez's 21-year-old son, Javier.
I call them a prodigal child. That's a name that is used when you've raised up a child the way that they should go, but when they're older, they end up rebelling and going a different direction, and that's what we saw with my Javi.
That rebellion, according to his mom, came after their divorce. Javi, a soccer player at Reagan High School, soon was in a dark place that led him to experiment with drugs and alcohol.
The prodigal child does return home, and he did come home. God gave him the opportunity. He was given a second chance after a near-death experience last July.
Javi was out with friends under the influence when he had an accident that would have killed most.
2-3-story fall. He could have broken bones. He could have died. He could have ended up in a wheelchair. But now he walked out with just scratches and bruises. That was his wake-up call. That's what helped with his shift and transition. God gave him a second chance.
His 16-year-old sister Bella knew there was a reason he was still alive.
There was a way bigger purpose, and I was just hoping that this would get into his head and that he would realize how important this was.
And in October, he asked if he can move back in. And after that, he started going to church with us every weekend.
A beautiful transition his mother had prayed to see. Miriam says the lesson for other parents going through the same thing is to acknowledge that they had something to do with their child's step in the wrong direction.
When parents divorce, children go through a lot. And I did ask my son, I explained to him that there was pain that he experienced that was not intended for him. God did not intend for him to see, to hear, to feel the things that he felt when mom and dad divorced, and I wanted to ask him for forgiveness.
And Javi also asked his parents to forgive him. With new goals and purpose, he was off to make a difference in this world.
I never took my time to read it, every single little detail. And now I just see how many goals he had and just the love and the passion that he had to make a difference in people's lives.
Among them, teaching Bible study. Through that, he was able to save the life of a young man who was also fighting through his own pain and other people.
That painting, that Jesus painting, was given to him by somebody that he connected with, and he became good friends with the guy. He came out of prison, and he sells prison art to give back to the prisoners.
9 months to the day after surviving his fall, Javi died in a car accident less than a quarter mile from home. His mother says those 9 months were a gift from God to see every one of their prayers answered before he was called home. If you had the ability to have one more conversation with Javi here on earth, what would you want to say to him?
I would want to tell him how proud I am of him and that I love and miss him. And I don't know. I never saw it coming. I mean, I never believed that my brother would change his life around. Like, I thought he was too deep. And that's, I'm sure, how a lot of parents feel too, is that their kids are too deep. But no, he changed his entire life around.
My baby, I miss him, but I know he's happy. I know he's in heaven. He's walking the streets of gold.
You can go to foxsanantonio.com to find places for help, and we will also be on Facebook Live tonight. Yami Virgen, Fox News at 9.